everyone and welcome to the Classic Lash Extension course today. First of all, I just want to introduce myself. My name's Steph and I've been doing lashes for about 8 years now. I've been in the beauty industry about 13 and I can't wait to show you my knowledge and skills today. Are you all looking forward to it?
Yeah, very much
definitely, so. Yeah.
Great. So there's just a sticker there. If you can just write your name on there and everybody can introduce themselves. Before we start, I just want to let you know where the fire exits and the toilets are located. So the fire exits are just outside this door and straight ahead, and the toilets are up the stairs and straight ahead of you up there. So if you'd just like to introduce yourself and let us know what you're doing on this course today.
My name's Gaynor and I'm thinking of going into the beauty business, so that's why I'm here, to start learning all about it.
Okay, great.
I'm just really interested how lashes are put on, and just like to know a bit more about it, get a bit more knowledge about it.
Okay, that's great. So I'm just going to let you know what's going to go on today. So first of all, we're going to talk a little bit about health and safety, contraindications. I'm going to talk about the setup of lashes. I'm going to go through the manual a little bit. We're going to do a practical, so we're going to learn how to do a patch test. Then we're going to break away for lunch between 12 and past. We're going to come back. We're going to go through a bit more of the manual and then do a little bit more practical again later on this afternoon. Okay. Sound good?
Yes, that sounds good.
Okay. So first of all, we're going to talk about contraindications. Do any of you know what a contraindication is?
No.
So a contraindication is something that may restrict you doing a treatment such as lash extensions. So what do you think would be a contraindication to restrict you from doing eyelashes?
An allergy of some kind.
Yeah.
Allergic to it.
Yeah, so we're going to talk through the patch test later, but yeah, so if you patch tested somebody and they become allergic to the patch test, you would then not perform the treatment, as an allergy can be really irritating. So if they were allergic, yeah, I wouldn't do eyelash extensions on that client. Elaine, do you have any ideas?
Maybe if somebody had conjunctivitis.
Yeah, so if somebody had conjunctivitis, obviously it's contagious. You wouldn't do the treatment, so you'd send them away. You'd let them get treatment for that, and then they could come back and have the lash extensions done.
Okay.
So we're going to talk about setup of your lash treatment. So these are your basic pieces of equipment that you will need to do lashes, and also a patch test. So before your client comes to you for a patch test or a lash treatment, you'd always make sure your area was sanitised and everything was clean. Why do you think that is?
Oh, infection.
Yeah.
Yes.
Infection.
Yeah, of course. So obviously you want to make sure you're going near the eyes. You want to make sure everything is clean. So you would use antiseptic wipes and you'd place your tweezers in barbicide before the treatment.
Sorry, would you have to wear a mask as well?
I would recommend to wear a mask, yeah. Obviously this helps you as well with the glue, so you're not breathing in any fumes from the glue. But yeah, you can wear a mask if you like to. So this is your basic setup. So we're just going to talk through what we've got here. So these are your gel pads. So these gel pads get placed under the eye. And these help prevent your bottom lashes sticking to the top lashes during the treatment. Sometimes that can happen, and it's not the end of the world if it does. I'll show you later how to fix that if it does happen, but this should prevent that. I'll show you how to apply these in a moment. So those are your gel pads. You've got your micropore tape, which you can also stick under the eyes. But I use this also to stick on a jade stone. So this is what you're going to place your glue on. So I put some micropore tape on there. You've got your glue. You've got your tweezers. So you've got 2 tweezers. You've got a pickup tweezer and an isolation tweezer. So this is to isolate an eyelash, and then you pick a lash up, which I'll talk you through shortly. You've got your lash brush. You'd use this throughout your treatment, and then you'd give this to your client at the end of the treatment, as this prevents cross-contamination. So they take this home with them and use throughout before their infill, just to keep the lashes nice. Then you've got your fan, and this is to dry the lashes at the end of the treatment, to dry away the glue, the fumes. Here you've got your lashes. This is a lash ring. So I like to use a lash ring as it's for me, the easiest way where to put your lashes for quickness and easy application. Some people like to apply the lash strips on the client's head or on the hand. You'll find your own way, but I'm just going to show you with the lash ring today. So I'm going to talk you through lashes before I show you how to do a patch test. So, do you know what a classic lash is?
No.
No. So a classic lash is a style of lash. So it's one eyelash placed on one natural eyelash. So it's individually placed. With a classic lash, you can get different thicknesses. So you can get 0.15, 0.2, 0.2 obviously being the thickest. So depending on what look your client desires, if they want a thicker classic lash or a thinner natural one, you'd go with which they prefer. You've obviously got different lengths and different curls of lashes as well. If you just turn to page 3 in your manual, so yeah, just on that page, you'll see just on there the different curls of lashes. The most common popular is the C curl and the D curl. So the C curl, as you can see on that, if you'd like to make some notes, if you'd like to, that's great. So the C curl, you can see, is more natural. It's got more of a natural curl to it. And the D curl is a little bit more of a glamorous curly look. Today I've got on my ring just D curl. So I'll show you how to do a patch test with a D curl eyelash. You've got different lengths. So the lengths of the lashes range from 8mm up to 15mm. So again, depending on what style your client desires, if they would like a long glamorous set, or they can have a mixture of lengths. We'll talk through the different styles later on. Obviously when your client comes for a consultation, you can discuss that with them, but we'll go through that afterwards. On my lash ring here, I've got all different lengths, but for a patch test, which we're going to do, we would always just use the shortest lash because we don't want it to be noticeable, because it's just for a patch test. Okay, so to do a patch test, your client's going to come to you and we're going to stick the gel pads on first. So just get your gel pads out and ready. So you'd get your client to look up, you would place the gel pads just over the bottom eyelashes. Can you see there, Elaine? So you get the client to look up and just place it over the bottom eyelashes like that. So it prevents the lashes sticking together. So the next thing you will do is you will place some glue just on your jade stone. You see there, Elaine?
Yeah.
So just one little bit of glue. Okay, so we're all ready. So you've got your lash ring, which you'll place on your finger, isolation tweezer, and you've got your pickup tweezer. So what you're going to do is you're going to just pick up a small lash.
Yep.
You see there?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're going to then isolate. So I'll come to this side in a second, Gaynor, so you can see closely. So Elaine, if you just look there, I'm just isolating. So you've got one lash just on its own. So we're going to dip the lash into the glue. When you dip the lash into the glue, you don't want to put too much glue on the lash. So if you do, just stroke it off. I'm going to put a tiny bit on, and you're just going to stroke it along the lash and then just drop it on. When you drop the lash on, make sure you leave a little bit of a gap between the skin and the lash, just so it's not irritated on the skin. This glue takes 1 to 2 seconds to dry.
Really?
So you do a stroke and then you drop. Okay?
Okay.
So Gaynor, I'll just show you from this side so you can see. So you pick up a lash. You would find an eyelash. Can you see there?
Yeah.
Yep. So you isolate the lash, you dip into the glue, you stroke along the lash, and then you drop it on.
Yeah.
Do you think you could have a little go at that?
I'll have a
Yeah.
try.
Okay.
Oops, sorry.
Right, let's just move this manual out of the way. Right, so you've got your client there. You've got your glue. You've got your tweezers. Right, perfect. So, first of all, we're going to pick an eyelash off the lash ring, the shortest lash, which is an 8mm lash. That's great. You're going to isolate to find one eyelash. Perfect. I'm going to dip into the glue. Here. Perfect amount. So then you're going to brush along and then just drop it on. Great. So what I would recommend is you do 2 lashes on each eye for a patch test. How did that feel?
All right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So Elaine, do you want to have a go?
Yes,
Yeah.
that'd be great. Yeah.
So you've got your client here, you've got your glue, and then you've got your tweezers. So if you just like to pick up your lash ring, put your lash ring on.
So
I'd
okay.
recommend
Just
to
the
put it
end.
that way.
That way.
Perfect.
Yeah. Okay. So that way.
Yeah, and
And
then
that's-
you pick up tweezer. Right, so the
Right.
first thing you're going to do is you're going to pick a lash off the lash
Right,
ring. So you're going
okay.
to get the shortest one,
Okay.
8mm.
Yeah, that's
perfect.
fine.
Find an eyelash, so isolate the lashes,
Mhm.
right? Dip it
Okay.
into your glue. Great, probably a little bit too much. If that happens, just stroke it off. That's
Yeah,
great, yep.
Okay.
And then just stroke it along the lash and drop it on.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay.
How did that feel?
Okay.
Good, good, good. Right, so once your client's had a patch test, they would contact you within 24 to 48 hours to let you know if they've reacted to that patch test. And obviously if they have, you wouldn't go ahead with the treatment. If they haven't, great, book them an appointment, they can come in and have the lash treatment. You would then do the consultation and you would ask them what length, etc. they would desire. So have you got any questions?
What if anything does go in their eye? What do you do then?
If glue went in their eye. So obviously you would try and prevent that as much as possible.
Yeah.
I've never had it happen to me in all the years I've been doing it, so obviously just be super careful. You're not using a lot of glue anyway.
No.
Using the tiniest amount, as long as you're putting it on the eyelash, it's not going to go in the eye. Sometimes fumes can enter the eye if a client opens their eyes slightly during the treatment.
Just tell them to keep their eyes closed.
Just tell them to keep their eyes closed throughout.
Yeah.
If the fumes do go in, they'll probably just, and you can use your fan as well if
Yeah.
they feel a bit.
Make sure you use the fan.
Yeah.
Right.
Elaine, do you have any questions?
What about bottom lashes? If somebody requests the bottom.
So yeah, you can apply lashes to the bottom. We can go through that later if you'd like to learn about that. You'd always put the shortest ones on. They don't last very long, but yeah, there is a way to do that as well.
How long do the lashes usually last?
So if somebody came for a full set of eyelashes, they'd usually last between 2 to 3 weeks. They'd come back to you for an infill around that time, and they'd probably have about half of a set on. So what's probably happened, the lash cycle would shed the lashes, and then you just replace the lashes after 2 to 3 weeks, the ones that have shedded out.
And you'd be alright wearing makeup things?
Yeah, so
swimming,
obviously,
things like that.
well, the lashes take 24 to 48 hours to cure, so it's recommended to not get the lashes wet in that time to let the glue cure.
Yeah.
Obviously you can wear makeup. Oil dissolves the glue, so always tell your clients never to put oil near their eyelashes. So if any moisturisers contain oil, any makeups contain oil, that will dissolve the glue.
Avoid those.
Avoid those, yeah. If you want to make a note of that,
Yeah,
yeah, so
definitely.
it is in your manual somewhere, but yeah, if you'd like to make a note.
Yeah.
So yeah, that tell your clients not to get them wet for 24 to 48 hours. Makeup can be worn, just be careful when removing it, and don't recommend mascara, as mascara does contain oil, and your client shouldn't really want to put mascara on once they've had the lashes done. Obviously they can put it on the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose with them being that colour, you wouldn't need it.
Oh, that's it, yeah.
What about if you sweat a lot, or will that affect the glue? Or?
Yeah, so it's advised not to go in steam rooms and saunas, anything like that, because
Right.
it can loosen the glue.
Right.
So yeah, just make sure as well, lashes need to be cleaned in between infills.
With your brush. Oh, no, don't.
So yeah, so they use this just a brush, but so you would clean your eyelashes, because your lashes are there obviously to protect your eye from any dirt, any debris. So dirt and debris will get onto your false eyelashes. So if you don't clean them, you can get things like lash mites, blepharitis, things like that. If you just look in your manual, on page 6, you can see there this can happen if you don't clean your eyelashes. So you recommend your clients to clean.
What do you clean your eyelashes with?
You
then?
can get a
Just-
lash shampoo. It's in your kit. I'll get that out after and I'll show you that. So a lash shampoo and a lash brush, and you just clean. They just clean that every couple of days,
Right.
just to make sure they don't get anything
I see.
stuck in their eyelashes.
Right.
Very good.
So we've covered every topic today for what it takes to be an eyelash technician.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming onto the course, and just so you know, there's a feedback form. If you could fill that in for me, just on the back, just to give me any feedback about the course,
Yeah.
just so if there's anywhere I can improve, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Have you enjoyed it?
Yeah, it's been
very good,
great.
very
Yeah,
informative,
yeah.
thank you.